5.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Roll down the window and put the gun outside the car. Roll down the passenger window and drop the gun outside the car.
Gun to her! Gun to her! Get her out! Get her out! Get her out! Come on! Come on! Come on! Come on! Come on! Get medical rolling! Get medical rolling! Get her medical! Hey! He's down! Unresponsive!
Continuing coverage, a man accused of killing and dismembering his wife shot and killed by police. Burton police say it started Saturday when officers responded to a welfare check at Kings Lane Apartments.
Investigators say they received reports of a woman inside who was dead. TV5's Lanita Brooks joins us live from Burton with details. Lanita?
Burton police responded to Kings Lane Apartments for a welfare check just after 7 o'clock Saturday night. It was then when they arrived that they found a horrifying crime scene. They discovered 41-year-old Shauna Roy had been completely dismembered. Her body parts had been placed in garbage bags and set in the bathtub. It was then when officials determined her husband, 44-year-old Tony Roy, had killed her, mutilated her body, and left it in the apartment. A warrant for his arrest was issued Monday, and that same day, Michigan State Police attempted to arrest Roy in Detroit during a traffic stop at about 11:40 that night. Roy then met officers with a firearm, pointing the gun on himself and then at a female passenger who was in the car with him. Officials say as he was pointing the gun towards that passenger, he was shot by multiple troopers, killing him on scene. As for the passenger, MSP says she suffered minor injuries from glass fragments and she will be okay. And anyone who has any additional information is urged to contact police as this investigation is still ongoing. We're live in Burton. Lanita Brooks, WNEM, TV5.
Shauna Roy thought she had found a second chance at happiness, a new beginning with a man who promised change. But what if she couldn't see the warning signs? What if the man she married wasn't who he appeared to be, and her belief in his transformation was misplaced? How could someone with a dark past so easily gain the trust of an educated woman, someone like Shauna? How could love blind her to the red flags? How did Tony Roy convince Shauna to marry him? Was it love or was it manipulation? This is Crime of Intent. Like, subscribe and share. Every intent reveals a darker story. Shauna Roy was born in 1982 in Saginaw, Michigan. She was the youngest of 3 children, raised in a family where love and support were at the center of everything. Shauna's family wasn't just close. It was the kind of family that always showed up for each other no matter what. They celebrated each other's successes and they helped each other through struggles. From a young age, Shauna stood out. She wasn't just a participant, she was the kind of person who was always involved. She cheered for her high school's cheerleading squad, served on student council, and made time for classmates who needed a little extra help. She had this natural instinct to lift others up, to be a friend, a leader, and someone others could rely on. After high school, Shauna didn't just dream of making a difference. She worked towards it. She went to Delta College, focusing on caregiving and social work, with the goal of opening an adult foster care facility in her hometown. Shauna knew she wanted to create a space for those who needed care, compassion, and protection. By 2013, Shauna had graduated from Dorsey Medical School in Saginaw. She took pride in her achievements, always looking for ways to give back to her community. She later worked as a production operator at Next Year Automotive, a role she held with pride. Shauna had built a steady life for herself, a life that centered around her family, her work, and her future goals. Shauna had 2 children of her own, and being a mother was everything to her. She protected her family fiercely, always careful about who she allowed into their world. She was reliable, dependable, and a woman who, above all, cared about others. But in 2020, Shauna met Tony Roy online. Tony seemed like the type of man who could offer her the kind of connection she had been searching for. At first, their conversations were just casual, nothing too serious. But as time passed, they began to develop a deeper connection. And that connection grew into a romantic relationship. Tony Roy, 44 at the time, had a criminal history that stretched over 2 decades. Multiple convictions, 17 felonies to be exact, ranged from assault to fleeing from law enforcement. His criminal record was extensive. Yet, despite his long history, Tony presented himself as someone who had changed.
While I was in prison, and I know a lot of people be hating, man. You know, when black businesses be successful, they start hating you. Then, you know what I'm saying? We like the stuff that you're doing for the community, but we want to hear you speak. What's really on your mind, right? So I said, dang, y'all really want me to go there? Okay, cool. So let's talk about the reason why. Not to go. What's up, my baby? I just shouted you out, man. Everybody on here send you some prayers. I know you just lost your baby father, so take a moment of silence to have some prayers for you. I love you. You a good artist. You performing on the 4th, so can't wait to see you. Hey, big baby, what's the question again that you asked? I missed the question. Run it back one more time for me. Okay, the question is this. You know how we as men, right? We'll take a woman through a whole lot. And I know me, man. I'm guilty of that shit. I ain't gonna lie. We'll take a woman through a whole lot, right? And y'all just be forgiving us, right? Over and over again. And sometimes I be like, dang, man, I wonder, is she really this serious? Like, she loved me this much that she willing to forgive me for some of the things that I did? And mainly it be like, you know, like you cheat on a woman, you know, so that's horrible. That's one of the biggest pet peeves of a woman, like, don't cheat, right? So we all know that. But sometimes we as men, we still do, you know what I'm saying? And some of us working on it, trying to get it right? And so the woman will forgive you over and over and over again, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't talking about the niggas that be beating women. I ain't with that shit. So all y'all who are on there, just get off my page. I ain't talking about y'all. Y'all niggas need some help. Because at the end of the day, man, if you gotta beat a woman up, you shouldn't even be with her. I'm 6'6", 280. I will never hit you. Now, I might have some other issues in the relationship, but I will never hit you. So that ain't what I'm talking about. Don't forgive a motherfucker for hitting you. He hit you, get rid of that bitch ass nigga. That's what it is.
In 2018, while still incarcerated, he posted a message on social media celebrating his upcoming release and his transformation. "Prison didn't break me. It made me stronger," he said. He spoke of his hopes of reconnecting with his family and his partner. He made it sound like he was ready for a fresh start. When Tony was released from prison in 2022, he began posting more online, talking about his freedom and how prison had shaped him. "I came home $100,000 up," he boasted. "I made that money while I was locked up. I'm a businessman." But was this the truth or just another part of his act?
So, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And so, they talk about blessings, and they talk about thanking God. Like, I don't cherish money. One thing about me, I don't cherish money. I'm always getting some money. I came home $100,000 up, $100,000 up. I came home with this, right? Because I saved my money. I've always been a businessman, and I studied what businessmen do. I watched my brothers and them think. I watched them watch from the prison. I watched them get money over and over and over again, keep businesses going. Because we do not give up. We don't refuse to lose, no matter what. And guess what? I ain't worried about nobody robbing me. Somebody say, "Oh, Tree, you shouldn't be doing that." I'm showing people what success look like if you work. Even though I came home and did 8 years, you hear me? I did 8 years for a simple mistake that I did. But I still didn't stop working. I still didn't stop being a father. I still didn't stop being a leader. I still didn't stop being a business owner, even when I was in prison. And the white people was getting mad at me. They was getting mad. They said, "Well, you selling candy, you selling fudge, you running a store. We think you selling drugs," which wasn't true, but they thought I was. You got all this stuff going on, but they got all this stuff in their community already. They got money already. They get their money, they get their people, their kids go to the best schools. Our kids got to go through the hood, walk through this dirty ass sidewalks and all this shit. So when a black man got some money, it's a fear. You know what I'm saying? It's fear. For a guy to get out of prison, I ain't been home 50 days, it's $100,000. $100 grand in my hand. You feel me? Bag up, show him the truck. You feel me? And they thought I fell off. I didn't fall off. I fell down and I got with God. And he blessed me. He said, "You know what, Tree? I want to get you out of here for a minute because this city finna take a turn. Your brothers them finna do some good things, but I think if I leave you in this city, somebody gonna try to kill you. Because you got a good heart. Anybody that know me know. If I got it, you got it. If you with me, I buy everything. I buy all the gas, I buy all the food, everything. Same thing my brother Dink do, the same thing. We get out here, we take care of our people. So I'm not in fear of nobody hurting me. You know what I'm saying? So God set me down in prison for a reason. He said, I'm gonna bring you back when the time is right. Because I was supposed to come home 2 years ago, right? And I didn't. COVID. Y'all know me, I'm friendly. I'm gonna be in everybody's face, whatever you want to call me, you know what I'm saying? I'm always promoting and doing all this stuff, so I probably would have died of COVID. Cool, you know what I'm saying? So if that was the case, then that would have been the case. But one thing about it, when you prayed up and you pray every day, no matter if you're on the streets, you in a crack house, you in prison, you in a corporate job, you the best person in the world, you own 50 businesses, we still all God's children. Ask him for forgiveness, he gonna make sure you straight. Tell him what you want. Say, God, I need $100,000 because I need to take care of people. I got a lot of little people that's looking for me. Saying, Daddy, I need this. Daddy, I need this. I got a lot of brothers and sisters. Brother, I need this. I got a lot of uncles and cousins. Tony, I need this. I need help with trying to get somewhere. And that's how that works. And I asked God, I said up to him, I said, you heard them? They said they need me. So give me what they need so I can give it to them. And guess what he did? He gave it to me. 50 days out, man. Check up, man. September 16th, we doing my welcome home party at Vibes, man. Going big, man. We going big, man. I might bring out at least, I ain't gonna say 100 bottles because I ain't got that much money, but at least 25 bottles because I don't drink. I want to make sure everybody else drink because I'm on paper. You know I can't drink, you know what I'm saying? But shout out to my brothers, Think Sosa. Shout out to Dominique the Prince. Shout out to my baby Quinn Rich. Shout out to my baby Bully. All my babies say, held me down. James Carr. All them boys, man. Young Chan. All y'all boys, man. I love y'all, man. I know y'all was wondering, where Tree at? What Tree at? Tree was doing this, man. I have to make sure we straight. I gotta be able to come in and help Dick. I can't come in and be no leech, bro. You know that ain't how I roll. But I love y'all, man. Whole team, man. We strong, man. Everybody strong, man. Skeet, we strong, bro. Heavy, we strong, bro. You feel me? We strong, bro.
In those videos, Tony expressed his struggles and his desire to build something better for himself and his family. He bragged about his newfound financial success, presenting it as if it were the result of hard work and perseverance. But even in his attempts to convince others of his success, there was an undeniable edge to his behavior. The tone in his voice was boastful and his mannerisms were erratic, raising subtle flags that Shauna's friends and family had overlooked. Tony continued to tell the world about his supposed transformation, even though his criminal past remained a dark shadow that hung over him. By July 2022, Shauna and Tony had married. She was hopeful. She thought this man, the man who had promised to change, was the partner she had been waiting for. She believed she could build a future with him, that his past could be forgiven. But the man she married was not the man she thought she knew. At first, Tony was everything Shauna needed, charming, attentive, and promising a new start. But as time passed, things started to change. Tony became controlling. He started questioning Shauna about everything, where she was, who she was with, and even accusing her of cheating. His behavior was becoming more and more unsettling. Shauna's friends started to notice the change. The woman who used to be full of life and energy started to withdraw. She wasn't as active in her community, and when she did show up, she seemed different, distant, heavy-hearted. Her best friend Dominique could see it. Shauna confided in Dominique, sharing the struggles she was facing with Tony. But even with all these red flags, Shauna still believed in Tony. She thought he could change, that love would help him become the man he said he wanted to be. She didn't know what to do. She didn't want to give up on him. By mid-2023, Shauna had reached a breaking point. She had made the difficult decision to leave Tony and return to Saginaw, where her family was waiting to support her. She was ready to start over. But Tony wasn't going to let that happen so easily. On June 30th, 2023, Tony posted a live video on his social media account, celebrating his one-year anniversary of being out of prison. He talked about his journey and how much he had overcome. "I'm winning now," he said. "1 year out here, no looking back." However, there was something about Tony's words that didn't sit right. His behavior in the video was arrogant and seemed full of contradictions. Despite claiming he had changed, Tony's actions were telling a different story. And just days later, Shauna would go silent. Someone used Shauna's phone to send a message to Dominique. The message claimed Shauna was fine, but busy. However, the wording didn't match Shauna's usual tone. She never called Dominique honey. This small detail set off alarms for Dominique, who immediately realized something was wrong. Dominique requested a welfare check on July 15, 2023. When police arrived at Shauna's apartment, they found that Shauna was missing. The apartment had signs of abandonment, and it was clear that something wasn't right. Detectives quickly connected the dots and began their investigation. It didn't take long for them to discover that Tony Roy was the prime suspect. He had violated his parole just days before the welfare check and he had fled the area. Police soon tracked Tony's movements using his cell phone data and credit card records. He had traveled south to Detroit with a female passenger, who, it turned out, had been held against her will. Law enforcement quickly mobilized using license plate readers, surveillance cameras, and tips from the public to locate Tony. On July 17, 2023, they spotted Tony's vehicle in Detroit. When officers attempted to stop the vehicle, Tony resisted. The situation escalated, and in the confrontation that followed, Tony was shot and killed by police. The woman in his car was injured by shattered glass but survived.
Hey, they gotta come from this side. Yeah. Let's stay there.
Roll down the window and put the gun outside the car. Roll down the passenger window and drop the gun outside the car.
Gun to her. Get her out! Come on! Get medical rolling! Hey, he's out, unresponsive.
Shauna's belongings were found in Tony's car, tying him directly to the investigation. The evidence was clear. Tony was responsible for Shauna's disappearance and death. Shauna's family and friends were left devastated by her loss. Dominique, her best friend, shared the pain. Shauna was my lucky charm. I miss her so much. My little sister, my best friend. I'm lost without her. Shauna had been just days away from safety, from starting fresh. But in the end, the man she trusted took everything from her. Tony Roy had promised to change, but in the end, his past caught up with him. Thank you for watching Crime of Intent. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Every intent reveals a darker story.